Good morning, everyone. My name is Coach Rqtmi. I'm here once more to present to you guys. But before I proceed for the topic of today, I would like to acknowledge our coaches for this opportunity, Coach Moore and Coach Salisu, for the opportunity given to me once more to present to you guys the Rqtmi settings. The Rqtmi settings. Rqtmi simply means Rqtmi Motion International. So what we do here, the way and manner your boat trades for you while you're sleeping, while you're going about your activities for the day, all depends on this Excel sheet template we are going to be talking about today. And if you are new on this call, please, I need a 111 on the chat. Please, if you are new on this call, I need a 111 on the chat, please. If you are new on this call, I need a 111 on the chat. Welcome, King Dre, welcome, Carrie, King Joseph, King Trust God. You're welcome, King Osie. Osie, you're welcome. So I want you guys to pay attention. This is very important. What we are doing here, we are imparting you with the knowledge that will take you through for a lifetime. This is a skill that when you understand this skill, when you have this skill, you can replicate result at every point in time. So this Excel sheet template is more or less like our secret. And I want you guys to know that in Rqtmi, we have different teams. Here, you are under Rqtmi, which is Rqtmi Motion International. We have Team Ambassador, Team Tinker, different team you can think of. They all have their own style of trading. They have their own settings. So this is our own style of trading. This is our own settings. The Rqtmi, that is Rqtmi Motion International. So you guys are welcome once more, and I would like you guys to pay attention to whatever I'm going to be teaching here. Now, in this Excel sheet, like I said, this is the configuration you give to your boat. It is based on this configuration your robot trades for you, buying and sell while you are sleeping. So it is very important for you to have a good understanding on how to use this Excel sheet template. Queen Adenike, you are writing on my chat, please. So it is very important for you to know how to use this Excel sheet template. So you see, we have the dashboard. Right now, I'm currently on the dashboard at the moment. And the dashboard comprises of 8 magics, from magic 1 down to magic 8. Now, this different magic, take note that this Excel sheet template is based on 4 years experience, close to 4 to 5 years experience trading in this crypto space. So it is developed based on this experience. So it is not something we just brought or just manufacture. It is based on our trading activities for the past 5 years that this Excel sheet came out. And we have been using it, it has been tested, and it has been proven over time to replicate results. So now we have from magic 1 down to magic 8. Magic 1 down to magic 8. Now, because the crypto market has 2 seasons, we have the bear season and the bull season. The bull season. Because Dollar Queen, you are raising up your hand. Please let me know. Dollar Queen.
Sorry to cut you short, please. I would have suggested make another person as co-host. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hello.
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Please, I would have suggested make another person as co-host in case network threw me out.
Okay, I've made Coach Aminu co-host, and I've made Coach King co-host.
Thank you.
So, okay, welcome. So the crypto market has 2 seasons. We have the bear season and the bull season. So currently we are in the bull season, and for the bull season, we have the magic that we'll make use of. We make use of magic 1. We make use of magic 1. We make use of magic 1, magic 3, and magic 5. Magic 1, magic 3, and magic 5 in the bull season. So when it gets to the bear season, we can make use of magic 4, magic 6, magic 7, and magic 8. So you see that we have what works. Both in the bull season and the bear season, we have what works. It's just for you to have an understanding of how these things work. So we are going to be talking about the magic 1, 3, and 5. I think in our last class, we treated magic 5 settings. So I'll be talking about magic 1 settings, especially for those people who are new on this call. Now, each of these I'll be talking about magic 3 settings. Now, each of these magic has a minimum amount you can use. Each of these magic has a minimum amount you can use for it. So for magic 1, you need a minimum of $320. For magic 3, you need a minimum of $100. Then for magic 5, you need a minimum of 520. 520. Now, if you look at, you say in magic 1, we say it covers for 30% dip. The one of 320 covers for 30% dip. What does this mean? What does it mean covers for 20% dip? It means that the trade will be in your favor until this 320 is distributed across different levels. Let's say these are the different levels this 320 is expected to be distributed across. So as the price is going down, the robot buys across these different levels. By the time it gets to this level, the entire 320 must have been exhausted. At that point, all you need to do is wait patiently. As the price starts going up, it starts selling across these different levels and start giving you your profit. So by the time it has exhausted your 320 across this different level, it means that at that point, the trade has gone against you and it is experiencing minus 30% dip. That market has dipped by minus 30%. So no cause for alarm. Remember, we don't lose money here. The only thing we can lose is time. So when it has dipped by minus 30%, it means your entire 320 has been distributed across these different levels. All you need to do is wait patiently. As the price is going up, it starts selling at this different level and start giving you your profit until it closes the trade finally. That is what it means by covers for 30% dip. Similarly, covers for 25% dip is also for $100 settings. Now, what this means is that the $100 will be spread across different levels. So from this point to this point, if you have your $100 spread across this level, what it means is that at that point, the coin or the market has dipped by minus 25%. Minus 25%. No cause for alarm. All you need to do is wait patiently. As the price is going up, it starts selling across these different levels and start giving you profit until you close the entire trade. That is what is meant by covers for 25% dip. Similarly, for 50% dip. Now, for 50% dip is a minimum capital of 520. That is what you need to use, minimum of 520. So what happens is the same analogy, what it means is that the price, the 520 is spread across these different levels. 520 is spread across these different levels. So what happens is that as the price starts going up, it starts selling across these different levels. For it to exhaust your 520, and that 520, it means that the market has dipped by minus 50%. So that is what it meant by covers for 50% dip. So I'll be treating Magic 3, which is a minimum capital of $100. Please take note of that because of the new things that are on this platform. So I'll go to the Magic 3 template. So this is magic 1, magic 2, magic 3 template. So I'm on the magic 3 template now. Let me click on the magic 3 template. Now this is what your magic 3 template looks like. This is what your magic 3 template looks like. Sorry. Okay. I'm trying to. Okay. Good. So for magic 3, you see that it is minimum of $100. So, but take note, if you have, let's say you have $300 after activating your hold, your robot with 120 and paying your gas fee of $20, you have $300 to trade. Now, what we are going to recommend for you on risk management, there's what we call risk management. Instead of using your $300 to trade one coin, or let's assume you have 320 for instance, you all know that magic 1 is minimum of 320, like I said. Now, instead of you to use your entire 320 to trade magic 1, we advise for you to do what we call risk management. Now, what is the idea of risk management? Now, instead of you to put your eggs in only one basket, what you have to do is to diversify your portfolio. Just divide this 320 by 3. You have 104, I think, thereabouts. I'm not too sure, but it will give you 100 and something dollars thereabout. So now, if you have 320, instead of you trading one coin, you trade 3 coins: coin A, coin B, and coin C. Now, the idea of this is because this is the marketplace, nobody can actually predict which coin will sell faster than the other. So instead of you relying on just one coin, if the demand of that coin is low, it will take time for that coin to sell, and you are trading just only one coin and you'll be waiting. So rather than trading just one coin, you diversify your portfolio and divide it into 3. So you have 104, 104, 104, which can go through for 3 different coins. Because we say here that the minimum capital per coin, the minimum capital you can use to trade per coin is $100. So if you have 3 coins, you can use $300 to trade 3 coins. So on coin A, I put 104. On coin B, I put 104. On coin C, I put 104. So if coin A is taking time to sell based on the demand at that moment is low, coin B demand will be high and it will sell. If coin C, before coin B sell, you place another trade. Before you know, coin C will sell. So you have options. You have options. So while you are waiting, 2 can deliver, then A will be waiting, will be pending. When A says the new one deal that you have taken again will deliver, that is how. So you don't rely on only one egg on your basket. So you have options. That is what we call risk management, or how to diversify your portfolio. I hope that is clear. So having said that, for minimum of $100, you make use of magic 1, magic 3 settings. So now all you need to do is, now this is the magic 3 template. Now, how does it work? Risk type. What is risk type? Risk type means risk type is radical. Now, because the crypto market moves to and fro, to and fro, to and fro, you want your robot to move, take advantage on the movement of the market to make profit for you. You don't want it to be conservative. You don't want it to be on steady mode. You want it to be radical. Based on how the market is moving, use that pattern to make profit for me. So that is why you want to leave it on radical. Remark refers to the capital you want to use. So for instance, if we are using $100 in this case, if you come down to this multiple buy-in ratio to confirm that you are actually using a settings of $100 capital settings, what you need to do, come down to this multiple buy-in ratio. As you come down to this multiple buy-in ratio, you are going to see at the end of the year, you are going to see 100. So let's do one example. Let's say, for instance, I'm using $150 to trade. Now, take note, $150 cannot trade you 2 coins at a time, please. It can only trade you 1 coin at a time. But if you are from 200, 200 can trade you 2 coins at a time, which means 100 on each coin. So if we have 150, we are going to use 150 settings for a start. So on the 150 settings, how do you know it's correct? Once you input your 150 here, you come down here and you're going to see 150 here, which shows that this settings is for capital of 150, which is correct. So back to the capital of $100, which I am going to insert here, back. So this is my $100 settings. So if you notice, the multiple buy-in ratios are changing each time you change the capital here. So that is the remark. So remark refers to the capital, your trading capital you are using. First buying amount. What is first buying amount? Now, I usually like using an illustration here. Now, let's imagine I have $100. And I want to use this $100 to visit the market. I want to buy item, a particular item, which is known as pepper. So let's use P for pepper. Now, pepper is a physical product you can buy in the market, and it's also a digital product also. So you can relate with pepper. So now let's assume I have $100 and I want to visit the market. I want to buy some quantities of pepper. But usually that particular market I am going to, I have a friend that sells pepper. But things are a little bit expensive. But because of sentiment, because of friendship, because of whatever, I would always visit a shop and buy some quantity of pepper from her before going to other shops to buy at a more cheaper rate. So what I will do is, when I got to the market first, I visited a shop or his shop, any one of them. So I want to buy pepper. But before I left the house to the shop, to the market, I had in mind that what I am willing to spend in this my friend's shop is $15. I am not willing to spend more than $15 from this $100. Now, this $15 I am willing to spend, I have made up my mind that this is a fixed amount I will spend in my friend's shop, no matter what he or she talks to me, try to whine me or motivate me to buy based on the quality of the pepper. I'm not willing to spend more than $15. So this money you have fixed in your mind that you are willing to spend is what is referred to as first buying amount. Is the amount the boat we use to buy at the first instance from your $100. It is always fixed, which is $15. So I believe with this illustration, you are able to relate. Now, open position double do not enable. Now, what is the consequence of enabling open position double? This means that, let me still relate it to my friend shop. So actually, I left the house and I said I'm willing to spend $15 in my friend shop. But getting to my friend shop, he or she was like trying to whine my mumu button, on my mumu button, tell me this pepper is fresh, the quality is good, this. After talking much talk, I got convinced. Me that I said in my mind originally, I want to spend only $15. Before you knew, I brought out another additional $15, which is total of $30 I spent in that my friend shop. So because I have spent $30, the implication of that thing is that I will not have sufficient money from this. So what is left is $70. If I eventually do that, listening to her and spend double of my money, what I will left with $70. This $70 will not take me through these shops I want to go to. Through these shops. It will not take me through these shops. So that is the implication. So anytime you open position double, anytime you enable it, what it does is that the robot, instead of using $15, it will double your money and use $30. So, and once it does that, it will not have sufficient funds to go through these 7 shops that you are seeing here. So the number of shops I will be going through is, apart from my friend shop, is 7 shops, shop 1 to 7. So if I have used that $30, it means I will not have sufficient funds to go through this. So you don't want to enable your open position double. AI margin call. What is AI margin call? Now, remember we told you this is a semi-automated robot. Semi-automated in the sense that you should have control and ownership over what the robot does. So that control and ownership is in this computation you are giving to the robot. This configuration you are giving to the robot. So if you eventually enable AI margin call, what you are telling the robot, go against my settings, buy at your discretion, sell at your discretion, which you don't want that. So ensure that your AI margin call is always disabled. Margin call limit. Now, margin call limit refers to the 7 shops I want to buy pepper at. The 7 shops I will be going through to buy my quantity of peppers at cheaper rates I'm looking at. So this 7 shop is, my friend shop is not inclusive, is a separate shop from these 7 shops. So take note of that. So yeah, I'm just using the word shop for you to relate, but here in Rqtmi we call it calls or margin calls. Margin calls. So it refers to the 7 shops. So for Magic 3, the number of shops it can open is 7. Now, all position take profit ratio. I will talk about all position take profit ratio later. Please remind me. I like talking about it when I'm talking about margin configuration. So just in case I forget, take my attention back to it. Now, all position take profit call back. Now, this is very, very important, and I want you guys to pay attention to this. This is a very unique feature of Rqtmi, which no exchanges, no exchange. If you are trading on Binance yourself without Rqtmi bots, no exchanges have this feature in it. I've not seen a bot that has this feature also. So take note of this. Let me explain for you. Now, what is all position take profit fallback? Now, it means that now, for instance, maybe I want to buy pepper at $5, $5, and I want to sell at $10. Now, you will agree with me that between $5 to $10, the profits I'm expecting to make is $5 here. Now, let's assume this was $5 was my entering price. We entered here, and the crypto market moves like this, 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 and suddenly there was a sudden spike like this. Sudden spike. Now, this was supposed, at this $10, this was supposed to be my exit point. I was supposed to come out at this point. But because of this sudden spike, the robot could not release both my capital and my profit of $5 because of this sudden spike. So for it to release my capital and my profit of $5, it means that it has to return back by 0.01. That is why it is called all position take profit cover. So now it means that this spike has to return to 0.01. So let's assume this was a return by 0.01. Now, at this point, it returns. Let's say the price was at $12. At this price, the return to 0.01 is at $12. Now, between $10 and $12, you will agree with me that there is a $2 here of $2 profit here. So what the robot does is, as soon as it returns back by 0.01, what it does is it takes these $2 here and add it along with this $5 we were expecting initially and give you a total of profit of $7. So that is the function of all position take profit call back. I hope that is clear. Meaning it's making extra money for you. Anytime there was a sudden spike, it has to return by 0.01 and give you extra profit alongside your original profit you are expecting. I hope that is clear. So the next one here is buying callback. Let me clear my chart a little. Okay. The next one is buying callback. buy-in callback. Now, what is buy-in callback? It is the same principle of opposition take profit callback, but this buy-in callback it is in the sense that you want to buy, not you want to sell. So now, remember I said we are trading on the spot market, and what we simply do in the spot market is to buy low, and sell high. That is what we do on the spot market. Now, let's assume you want to buy pepper at $5, and the current price of pepper is at $10, for instance. So this is where the price is. So you set your robot at a preset price that robot, when it gets to $5, buy. So the price started coming down, 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 and suddenly there was a sudden spike. Now, instead of the robot to buy at this $5 you have programmed it, because of this sudden spike, it did not buy. Rather, what happened was it waited for a return of 0.01. So let's assume 0.01 was here. Now, at this 0.01, this level, let's assume the amount here is 4.5. So instead of it to peak at $5, it's going to buy even more cheaper for you at $4.5. So that is the function of buy-in callback. I believe that is clear. Now, for that of distributed take profit allocation, you will see from 5th call to the 7th call. So I am going to talk about this distributed take profit allocation and opposition take profit ratio. The same time, please take note of this. The same time I'm talking about margin configuration. Now, let's talk about top position take profit callback. Remember what opposition take profit callback and top position take profit callback. These two, they use the same principle. The same principle I explained for opposition take profit callback is the same principle with top position take profit callback. But the difference here is just that for sub position take profit, the difference between the opposition take profit callback and sub position take profit callback is in the level it occurs. Now, for opposition take profit, you experience it from the first shop to the fourth shop. Take note, I'm using shop, but we call it first call to the fourth call. So from the first shop to the fourth shop you want to enter, that is where you are going to experience this opposition take profit I explained earlier. But when it comes to stop position take profit callback, you will experience it from the 5th call to the 7th call, which is from the 5th shop to the 7th shop. That is where you are going to experience it. But it is the same principle, just as I explained for opposition take profit. It is the same principle, but the difference is the level at which it's going to take place. For opposition take profit callback, it will happen from first shop to the fourth shop, which is first call to the fourth call. For stop position take profit callback, it will open from the 5th. It will occur from the 5th shop to the 7th shop, which is 5th call to the 7th call. I hope that is clear. Then we talk about strategy period. Now, one shot. We have two types of strategy period. We have circle and we have one shot. So I'll be talking about them individually. Now, for circle, or you call it autopilot or circle. Now, this is for people who do not have time because of the nature of your work, the nature of what you do. You don't have time. You won't have time. So if you don't have time, you should have money. You should have from 3,700 and something plus 13,000, 70K, 25,000 plus $1,000. So I'm not saying naira. 70,000 thereabout, from 3,700 and something plus you should have. So what you do, let's say for instance, if you have from 3,760, let's say 60, I don't know the actual figure now, but I know it's 3,700 and something. Now, we are going to arrange 7 coins: A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, up to 7 coins. We are going to arrange 7 coins for you. Please, King Mustafa, you're writing on my screen. You're writing on my screen, please. So we are going to arrange 7 coins for you. So because you don't have time, we are going to put on all these coins. We can use magic 5, which is minimum of 520. On each of these coins, we put 520, 520, 520, 520 on each of the coins. Then we take profit of 2%, 2%, 2% on all of them. So now we put it on autopilot or automation for you. All you need to do is to learn how to remove your from your spot wallet to your funding wallet, because spot wallet is where trading takes place. When you make profit, you want to send your money to funding wallet. It is from funding wallet you can send your money to your bank account. So what you do now is, as soon as this A sells, as soon as coin A sells, please, if you can hear me, Dollar Queen, I need a response. If you can still hear me, I need a response from you. So now, this coin A, coin B, coin C, coin D, coin E, coin F, they are all on automation. 2% take profit on each of them. 2% take profit on each of them. So they are now on circle. From the word circle, it means that when this trade sells, trade A sells, the robot will automatically Dollar Queen, you have distracted me. So
Hello,
please,
hello,
can you hear me?
Coach. Yeah, we can hear you. Oh,
Can you hear me?
yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah, Dollar Queen, just a chat that popped up distracted me, and I can't find where I was again. Okay, let me start on. So when on circle, so what you do on circle, like I was saying, we put 7 coin A, B, C, D, E, and F to G. So all you do, we automate all these coins, each of them, because you are using like 3,700 and something plus. So we use magic 5, which is 520 on each of the coin, and automate them with a particular take profit of maybe 2%. 2%, 2%, 2%, 2%. So now for circle is, when this coin sells, the robot will automatically go and pick another coin H. When coin A sells, it will automatically pick another, no, sorry, it will automatically pick the coin again, coin A. When it sells coin A, it will automatically pick coin A again and continue to trade. When it sells coin B, it will automatically pick it and continue to trade. Coin C, the same thing. So that way, because you are trading multiple coins, even when a particular coin is down, you will not notice, because it is recycling each coin each time it sells. But it's going to be recycling it with a fixed take profit of 2%, 2%. until you stop the trade and change the take profit again. So that is that for Circle. So for Circle is for people who do not have time, but you have enough capital. We can put it on automation for you. All you need to learn to do is how to withdraw your profits from your spot wallet to your funding wallet, so that the robot will not use your profit alongside with your capital to keep trading. Now, what is the profit like for people using Circle? Now, the average monthly profit for Circle, is between 5% to 50% monthly. So what does this mean? Let's assume you started this business in January, and in the first month you made about 50% of your capital. In the second month, you were able to make about 30% of your capital. In the third month, which was February, maybe the market was so good and you were able to make about, let's say, okay, the market, you were able to make 40%. Then in March, because of tariff and everything, the issue, the market and everything, you have made 0%. Now we are in April. April, so far so good. It has not ended. So let's just use this 4 months. So by the time you do 50 plus 30, that is 80. 80 plus 40, that is I think that is 120. So 120 divided by 4 will be giving you 30. So on each of those months, you make 30% of your capital. So that is what we remember, average monthly profit. So on each of the months, you made about 30% of your capital. So that is what we are saying, that the average monthly profit for Circle is between 5% to 50% monthly. Take note of that. Then for one shot, now one shot is for people who really want to learn the skill on how to trade, how to use automation to their advantage, and who really want to use the skill to invest in others too. You want to learn this thing and you don't also have capital. Maybe you have a minimum of $100 as your capital for a start. You have a minimum of $100 as capital for a start. Now, what you are going to do at this point is, you stick to one shot. So how does one shot work? Now, one shot, let's assume that you have $100 and you are trading on one coin A. And on this coin A, you took 4% of your $100 and it delivered. So instead of the robot to automatically pick coin A again, the robot will not, you will have to come yourself, look at another coin, either from Signal that they sent to you on the Signal group, or you use the change percent tactics, you pick a coin, simple change percent tactics to pick a coin, or you depend on Signal from the Signal group, and they throw another Signal coin B. So after coin A have sold, you can come and pick coin B again, enter it, and maybe the Signal came with 5%. When coin B sells, if the robot will not automatically pick, you will go and pick another coin C, either from Signal or using change percent. You pick, and maybe you are taking 3% this time around. If it sells, that is about one shot. Now, what is the average monthly profit like for one shot? The average monthly profit for one shot is between 5% to 100% monthly. And you are seeing it because from time to time, you are changing take profit from 5%, 4%, 3%. Sometimes Signal can come with 10% also. So the average monthly profit for one shot is between 5% to 100% monthly. So what do we mean by 5% to 100% monthly? Maybe in January, you were able to make 70% of your capital. Then in February, the market was down, you made 20%. In March, you were able to make like 60%. Then in April, 0%. So when you divide it by 4, that is 80, 20 plus 60, 80, 140, 150. 150 divided by 4. What will it give you? That will be giving me 4 times 4. Okay, that will be giving me about 35%. About 35%. So on each month, you made about 35% of your profit on each month. The first month, 25%, 35%, 35%. That is what it meant by average monthly profit. That is that for one shot. Please take note of that. That is that for one shot. Then I will say that margin configuration. Now, what is margin configuration? From the word configuration, it tells you that this is the configuration your boat use in buying and selling for you. So remember, going back to the number of shop, I said I have $100. I want to buy pepper. I went to my friend's shop, shop A, and I was able to spend $15 there. That was what I wanted to spend. Then I have opportunity to go through the 7 shops, which is the margin call limit, refers to the 7 shops I want to buy pepper from. Now, shop 1 down to shop 7. Now, immediately I got to the market and I got to my friend's shop. She said she's selling pepper, 1 pieces of pepper at the rate of $5. $5. So I was able to buy 3 pieces of pepper at $15. So 3 pieces of pepper at $15. So that was what I was able to buy. So immediately I removed $15 from my $100. I have $85 left. It is this $85 I want to use to go through these 7 shops. Now, this 7 shop is what is referred to as the margin call drops. That is shop 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we call it first call, second call, third call, fourth call, fifth call, sixth call, seventh call. Now, when I got to my friend's shop, I saw pepper at $5. And I bought with the $15 and it gave me 3 pieces of pepper. Now, for me to enter the first shop, please take note, the first shop, which is the first call, there must be something that will trigger me to enter the first shop. Now, what will trigger me is a drop in price. The initial price I bought from my friend's shop, which was $5. I want to see this price drop. Now, I want to see it drop by 1%. 1%. Let's assume 1% of this $5 is 4.8. So as soon as the price drops from $5 to 4.8, it means it has dropped by 1%. It will trigger me to enter the first shop. That is the meaning of 1%. So 1% drop of the initial price I bought for my friend, which is $5, will be 4.8 for instance. So it will trigger me, I'll enter the first shop. Now, for me to enter this second shop, something needs to trigger me. And what is that? This current price I bought at the first shop have to drop by 5%. Now, let's say 5% of this 4.5 is about 4.0, for instance. So as soon as the price gets to 4.0, it will trigger me to enter the second shop, which means it has dropped by 5%. For me to enter the third shop, I want to see the price drop another 1%. So let's say 1% of this initial price is 3.8. 3.8. So what it means is, as soon as I see the price drop by 3%, it will trigger me to enter the third shop. So for me to enter the fourth shop, I want to see the price drop by 5%. Now let's assume 5% of this initial price is 3.0. 3.0. So as soon as the price drop by 3.0, I will enter the fourth shop. For me to enter the fifth shop, I want to see it drop by 1.1% again. The new price, 1%, let's say is 2.8. Once it drops by 2.8, I will enter the fifth shop. For me to enter the sixth shop, I want to see the price, the current price drop by another 5%. Let's say 5% will give me like 2.0. So once I see a new price of 2.0, I will enter the sixth shop. For me to enter the seventh shop, it means that the current price has to drop by 7%. Let's say 7% will give me 1.5. So as soon as the new price gets to 1.5, I will enter the seventh shop. So at this point, you see that I have bought across the 7 shops. What it means at that time, now, if you add 1 plus 5 plus 1 plus 5 plus 1 plus 5 plus 7, it will give you 25. So what it means in the initial dashboard I was trying to explain to you covers for 25% dip. At that point, it means that the trade has dipped by minus 25%. Minus 25%. That is the meaning. So it has used your $100 to buy across from the first buy down to the 7th call or the 7th shop. It means it has dipped by 25%. Since it has dipped by 25%, no cost for alarm. Now, the problem now is when I wanted to buy from my friend's shop. So that is how margin call drop works. Take note of that. Now, we want to talk about multiple buy-in ratio. Now, how does this multiple buy-in ratio works? Now, multiple buy-in ratio, how does it work? Now, you will understand that when I wanted to buy from my friend's shop, I knew exactly how much I was going to use from the $100 I had in my hand. I knew exactly that it was going to be $15. Now, immediately I used that $15 in my friend's shop, I had $85 left. But you will agree with me that spending this $85 across these 7 shops, I don't know how much I'm going to be using on each of the shops. So for me to know how much I'm going to use for each of the shops, it is the multiple buying ratio that is going to do that for me. So how does it work? For the first shop, once it has dropped by 1%, price has dropped by 1%, I will enter the first shop to buy. So how much am I going to use from this $85 to buy? How do you know? You just do 0.7 times the first buy amount, which is 15. It will give me 10.5. So it means in that first shop, I am going to use 10.5 to buy. So if the robot is going to use 10.5 from this $85 to buy. So when you subtract 10.5, you have $85 minus 10.5. Let me see. Minus 10.5 will give me 74.5. So it means I have $74.5 left to go through the second shop to the 7th shop. So now, for me to enter into the second shop, the price needs to drop by 5%, which I explained earlier. Now, how much am I going to use in this second shop? It is 0.3 times your first buy-in amount, which is 15, which will give me 4.5. So if I remove 4.5 from 74.5, I'll be left with $70. Now, for me to enter the third shop, the price needs to drop by 1%. So how much am I going to use on the third shop? In the third shop, 1.3 times 15, which is equals to 19.5. So that is how I am going to use 19.5 from this 17. So fast forward, for the fourth shop, we have done it. I'll use another 4.5. That is 0.5 times 15. Because of time, for the fifth shop, I will use 1.3 times 15, which is 19.5. 19.5. For the sixth shop, I'll use another 0.3 times 15, which is 4.5. Then for the seventh shop, I'll use another 1.3 times 15, which is 19.5. So that is how I am going to use the money. So by the time I add 15 plus 10.5 plus 4.5 plus 19.5 plus 19.5 to another 4.5, you see that your entire $100 is already inside the trade from first call to the seventh call, from the first shop to the seventh shop. Now, at that point, you are now on what we call floating loss. Floating loss is not a real loss. It's not a permanent loss. It is just because the price has dropped. So the value of the coin is what is changing, but the quantity of coin you have does not change. So what happens at this point? You just have to exercise patience. As the price start going up, so that is what will bring me back to position take profit. I say I will come back 3% and distributed take profit allocation, which is fifth call to the seventh call. So this is where I'm going to use this tool now. Now, as the price returns back, as the price starts going up, when it gets to the seventh call, it will sell the seventh call. Remember, I used 19.5 to buy at the seventh call. It will give you 1.3% of 19.5. It will give 1 point, it will give you at the seventh call. Please don't drop message now. After the section, you ask your question. It's distracting me, the pop-up. Now, at the seventh call, once the price starts going up, as soon as it gets to the seventh call, at the seventh call, it used 19.5. So now, at the seventh call, it sells the seventh call, give you 1.3% of the amount, which is 19.5. It gets to the sixth call, give you 1.3% of the amount you use in buying at the sixth call, which is $4.5 you use there. When it gets to the fifth call, it gives you 1.3% of what you use in buying at the fifth call, which is 19.5. You are waiting for it to get to the fourth call. The price will drop again. It will buy fifth, sixth, and seventh. It will go up again to sell 7, give you 1.3%, sell 6, give you 1.3%. You are waiting for it to go to 5 again. It will come down and buy 6 again, buy 7 again. It will go up again, give you 1.3% of 7, 1.3% of 6, 1.3% of 5. You are expecting it to go up to sell 4. It will come down again, buy 5. Because there's high volatility downtrend, even while the coin is down, you are still making money. We call it soft sell. So it's between the fifth call and the seventh call, you enjoy what we call stop sell, which is known as the distributed take profit allocation. So at that point that the coin is down, you are waiting for the coin to sell. It will give you small profit, which we call soft sell downtrend, because it's taking advantage on the volatility from the fifth call to the seventh call to give you your profit while you are waiting for your coin to sell. On soft sell alone, most times, some people make $5, $3, $4, $10 on soft sell alone while you are waiting for the coin to sell. Then when it gets to the fifth call, after selling the fifth call, you are waiting for it to sell the fourth call. So as soon as it gets to the fourth call, instead of people to sell the fourth call as individual, just as it has been selling the fifth, sixth, and seventh as individual, when it gets to the fourth call, it does not sell it as individual. Rather, it will combine the amount it used in buying the fourth call, the third call, the second call, the first call, and that amount of the first buying amount, which is 15. It will combine them together and give you your own position take profit, which is 3%. So let's assume soft sell alone downtrend, you made about like $3. Then when it now combines the fourth, third, second, first, and the first buy, it's giving you another like, maybe it's giving you another like $3 again. So total money you made on that coin is like $6. So what we are saying is downtrend, you were seeing, while you were waiting, you were seeing small profit, which we call stop sell, even when the coin was down. There is no exchange, just no exchange that you will trade or you put your money that you see that the price is going down, you still be making money downtrend. There is no exchange like that. Now, this is known as default settings. What I just explained to you is the default settings, natural way that the Royal Q boat is designed to work. It is the default setting, the natural way the Royal Q boat was designed to work. So this what I explained for you is default settings. So we have two types of settings. We have the default settings, which I just explained now, that will be giving you such a downtrend. And we have the bull tactics. We have the bull tactics. This bull tactics is used for bull season, like this season we have. That is when we use it. And the bull tactics is divided into two. We have bull tactics category 1 and bull tactics category 2. But we are only going to be talking about the category 1. Now, the idea of bull tactics is to manipulate the robot. That is why we say you have to learn the skill of how to use this robot. Someone can be trading with $100, another person with $100. They are both trading with the same coin. This person is only able to make $2 from it. This person is making $10 with it, or even $5 with it. This guy is just making $2, $1. What is the difference between these two people? Is the knowledge on how to use this robot. The knowledge on how to use this robot. So now for bull tactics, that is where the manipulation comes. So the difference between default setting is that if for default setting, by the time it buys from first call to the fourth call, you don't even have about, maybe it's about 50% of your capital you have, or you don't have up to 50% of your capital inside from first call to fourth call. Remember, it sells them as one entity. But for bull tactics, what we want to achieve, we want to make money, we want to make big profits. We are not interested in subsell. We are not interested in this fifth call to the seventh call. All we are interested is we want 100% of our capital, which is the entire $100, to be inside this trade from first call to the fourth call. And if you check from our previous calculation, there is no way $100 can be from first call to the fourth call with the way we calculated it. After it took 15, here it took 10.5, here it took 4.5, here it took another 19.5. To the fourth call, it took another 4.5. If you add 15 plus 10.5 plus 4.5 plus 15 plus 4.5, there is no way it will give you $100. So, but now we are saying in bull tactics, we want a situation whereby from the first buy down to the fourth call, you're already having your entire $100 inside the trade. That is where the manipulation comes in. That is where you now hear something about manual replenishment or manual buy. Now, in the default setting, you saw that it was the robot that was buying. But in bull tactics, you are going to force certain amount of money, then you allow the robot to do the rest by itself. So how do you do that? That is what brings about manual buy or manual replenishment. So how do we do this manual buy or manual replenishment? It's very simple. Now, to do your for bull tactics category one, it involves manual replenishment or manual buy. How do we do this manual buy? We do it from a calculation. Now, this is a very simple calculation. You make use of multiple buying ratio to do that. Now, your first step 1, is you are not interested in subsell, so you don't want fifth call to sixth call. So the step 1, you will lock your fifth call. So where you have fifth call 1%, you put 50% there. Put 50% there. So what you are telling the robot, do not buy fifth call until it dips by 50%. That is when you will trigger the fifth call. So you lock it here 50%. Step 2, you come to your multiple buying issue. So because you have locked it in the fifth call, what you are interested in is your first buy, your first call, your fourth call. So step 2, you sum up your multiple buying ratio from first call to the fourth call. So that is 0.7 plus 0.3 plus 1.3 plus another 0.3. I think this is to the fourth call. Yes, because you are locking the fifth call. So the answer it gives to you 0.7, that is about $1, 2.3 and 2.6. So the answer will be 2.6. Step three, take note of step three. Step three, add this answer, this 2.6, add +1 to it, +1. Now, where is this one coming from? Remember, this one is constant, is as a result of that my friend shop, or the position this first buying amount is occupying. That position my friend shop was occupying. So it's always constant. So when you do it, it will give you 2.7. Step four, you multiply your answer, which is this 2.7, by your first buy-in amount. So when you multiply by 15, it will give you 54. 54. That is step four. Step four. Then step five. What you do now, step five, your capital you want to use to trade, which is your $100. You subtract 54 from that $100. So your capital, which is your $100 minus 54, which will give you 46. Now, this 46 is what you are going to use for your manual replenishment. That is what you are going to fork into the robot. So that is how to calculate manual replenishment. So if you are also locking it at fourth core, it means you are going to put 50 here, and you are only going to consider first core, second core, and third core. You do it, so you scrap out this one. You do only these three and do your normal process. If you are locking it at third core, it means you are going to put 50% here. You are going to scrap out this one and use these two. If you are using second core, it means you are putting 50 here. You scrap out this one, use only the first core. It's as simple as that, and follow the same procedure. So because I'm locking it at fifth core, I'm considering the first core to the fourth core, which is gave me a manual replenishment of $46. Now, this $46, now the question is, when am I going to inject it into the robot? Now, this is the check when you are going to inject it. Now, as soon as your robot, remember the pepper was sold for $5 in my friend's shop, and I used $15 to buy. Now, the next buy that he wants to buy is the first shop, which is going to use, from our calculation, is going to use $10.5. But I have $146 one side. I have $46 one side that I want to use to force inside the robot before it starts even going through this first shop. So immediately the robot buys this. Pepper at $5. As soon as the price dropped from $5 to 4.9, because remember I said he's going to buy at the first shop when the price dropped to 4.8 in my dropped from $5. As soon as the price dropped from $5 to 4.5, 4.9, you want to inject this $46 fast. So the idea of manual replenishment is you buy cheaper than this $5. You don't buy higher than this initial $5 you bought. You should buy cheaper than that. So if you are doing your manual replenishment, you buy cheaper than this $5. What is the implication? The more cheaper you buy, the faster you come out of the market, the faster it reduces your average price. So take note, when doing this manual replenishment, when injecting this $46, you ensure you buy cheaper than the first buying amount. So the first buying amount was at $5. So if I want to inject this $46, I should be injecting it when the price has dropped to 4.9 before it enters even the first shop. So that is the point I want to do this manual replenishment. Take note of that. Take note of that. So if the price has refused to drop, that is why you need to learn how to use the robot. There is a way you can program it. You just program it on your robot. You don't need to be waiting for it to just program it. Go and do your thing. When it gets to this 4.9, the robot will pick it. That is why we say you need to learn the skill on how to use the robot. Please. So that is how to do manual replenishment. So after you have done your manual replenishment, you will find out that you now have $15 plus $46, which is total of $61 inside that trade. So now, You are now waiting for the price to come down and buy the first call. You are now waiting for price to drop from 4.9 to 4.8 so that you buy the first call. Sometimes the price does not drop. The price will go up and give you this 3%. So meaning if you are not forced in $46 into the coin and it went up to deliver 3%, you'll be getting 3% of $15. But because you are forced 3% in $46, you were seeing $61 already. So if the price does not come down to buy in the fair shop and it goes up to do 3%, you'll be having 3% of $61. So that is what you experience sometimes in default settings. By the time it buys the first buy, it will not even buy the first call. Most especially when the market peaks, it will not buy the first call. It will go and sell, give you 3% of $15. So that is why blue tactics is now important. So, but let's assume it now buys after you inject 46, you are now seeing 61. You then buy the first buy 10.5, buy the second 4.5, buy 12.5, buy the fourth one. At this point, you are now seeing your entire $100 inside this trade. So now, remember you have locked here 50%. Now, if the trade goes up and stay, it will be giving you 3% of $100, which is $3.3. But if you are using default setting and the price did not go down, it just only pick your $15 and you did not buy the first call and you did not put any money inside it, it will be giving you 3% of $15. And that will be too small for you. So that is where you would want to learn bull tactics as well. But what is the disadvantage of this bull tactics? Now you have put 100% of your capital inside this trade. Now you now lock it at 50 at fifth call, which is 50%. You are saying, Robert, do not buy the fifth call except it dips by 50%. Now let's assume that this trade now goes against you. It now dips by 50%. At that point, it dips by 50%. If you want to buy the fifth call, because what you have is $100 and you have exhausted it in first call to fourth call, it will trigger to want to buy, but there's no money to use there. That is when it will tell you insufficient funds. So it is either you top up more funds for it to buy. So, but if the trade has gone against you, at that point you are on a floating loss. Now, the difference between being on floating loss on default settings and being on floating loss on bull tactics. Remember when you were on floating loss on default setting, you were seeing subsell as the market was going up and down, downtrend. Even when the market was down, you were seeing small money subsell downtrend. But in default settings, in bull tactics, because you have used all your money from first call to fourth call, you have said you are not interested in subsell. As the trade goes against you, while you are waiting, you are not seeing any money downtrend. You are not seeing money downtrend. You have to wait until it recovers to the point it will sell the fourth, third, second, first, and the first part and give you your whole position take profit of 3%. 3% is the default take profit. Signal comes with different take profit. You can have 5%, 10%, 25%, 20%, depending on how they analyze that coin on the signal group. Take note of that. So that is the difference between bull tactics and default setting. So based on experience, what we recommend here, if you have only $100 you are using to trade, please stick to default settings. If you have $200, like I said, risk management, you trade 2 coins at a time. You can put one on default settings and one on bull tactics. If you have 3 coins, if you have $300, you can trade 3 coins at a time using Magic Wand. You put one on default settings. If you are a very patient person, put one on default settings. You can put 2 on bull tactics. If you are not a very patient person, you put 2 on default settings and 1 on bull tactics. If you are trading 4 coins at a time, put 2 on default settings and 2 on bull tactics. If you follow simple instruction here, you won't get it wrong. You won't miss your way. We are telling you based on experience. There is no how you will not see result, your desired result, if you follow simple instruction. So that is how it works here. I think I've talked about everything I want to talk about here. So you guys can send, let me see if there are any questions, and if there's something I've not talked about here, those old members on the chat, you can remind me of it. Let me address it here too also. Then if you have a question, you can drop your question. I believe this is clearly understood. If you have gotten value from this section, I need the word value. Please, if you have gotten value from this section, I need the word value. If you have gotten value from this section, I need the word value. So this number is, there's a number here that asks the question. Okay, 845082644. During floating loss, isn't capital at risk? Okay, that is why we tell you we trade on the spot market. Now, Rqtmi does both spot market and futures market. Now, the advantage of spot market is if you trade on the spot market, you don't lose your money. We are not leveraging here. All you are doing, you buy low and sell high. You buy low, and when the price is high. So when the price is down, at that point the price is down, it means floating loss. Now, you cannot lose your capital. You cannot lose your capital. The only thing you can lose is time. That time you are waiting for it to go back up. That is the only thing you can lose. That is why we tell you, when trading crypto, is not about Rqtmi. Crypto in general, do not use money you want to use in 1 month. Do not use money you want to pay your children's school fees. Any money you want to use, it should be money for 1 year, 2 years, or money you are keeping for you are not even in need of. Please take note of that. So, because now, if the market is down, that time you are waiting is the patience we are talking about. So if you must succeed in the crypto space, you must be patient, you must be strategic, you must be knowledgeable. Whether you are using Rqtmi or you are not using Rqtmi, that is what is required in any trading space, the crypto, the forex space. If you are really learning skill and doing it yourself, not depending on Ponzi scheme, where they will pay Peter and Robert to give you money. Like I was telling someone today in my group, no real business in this line has a fixed profit. Even any one of you that is doing business here, you cannot tell me that every day in your business you have a particular fixed profit you get. You cannot tell me that every day is 20% you are seeing. Every day is 50% you are seeing. That is not a real business. Because there's ups and downs in business. Today you can see 70%, tomorrow you can see 20%. Next tomorrow you might not even see anything. That shows you are doing real business. But any business that they are giving you every day, every month, or every day fixed percentage, know that it's robbing Peter and paying Paul they are doing there. It's not trading. Tell anybody I told you that. So you guys should be wise. So now, in futures, if you want to do futures requires leveraging. Now, in futures, you will make more money than in futures, you are going to make more money than sports. In futures, you can use as low as $50 to make $30 at a particular trade, to make $15 in futures. It's a leverage market. You can still lose this entire $50 capital if the trade goes against you. So we do both spot and futures in Rqtmi. But if you want to participate in our own futures, there are terms and conditions you have to accept. Just like if you want to go and do it in Binance or other exchange, they will require you to see a terms and conditions. Not everybody are willing to lose money. Someone like me, I'm not willing to lose money. So I stick to my sports also, where I buy low and sell high. The only thing I lost is time while my coin is down. So I hope this question has been answered for the guy Please, if I've answered your question, 6454, if you are still on this call, if I've answered your question, let me know, please. If I've answered your question. Is there any question? If you have any question, please drop your question. Kindly drop your question. Let me attend to. We just have 4 minutes more to end this section. Okay, I have seen King Mohammed, Queen Jennifer, King Abdul Rashid, King Coach King, King Jackson, King Williams, King Ibrahim, all add value. Okay, 645 said, yes, I've answered the question correctly. Okay, so is there any question? Please let me attend to it. That is why you are here, to clear your doubts. So what we are doing here is real business. We are really willing to hold you by your hands, like we promised, to teach you a lifetime skill that can enable you to replicate money in demand at will. That is the promise we have made to you. So I believe, in the absence of no question, everybody understood the section for today, and you now know how to use the Excel sheet template. Take note, the way to use Magic 3 is slightly different from the way to use Magic 1 and Magic 5. So we have recorded versions of Magic 5 and Magic 1 I have explained earlier. And if you still have time, do well to attend our next Zoom section on Excel sheet template. Okay? King Abdul Rashid is asking a question. He said, hello, coach. I believe our upline will take us through all this because we can't get all today. Definitely, nobody's expecting you as a newbie to understand this today. If you understand this today, Seba, I will be scared of you. I won't even trust your judgment if you tell me you understand it. So it's a gradual process, but you just have to start. You can't be outside and want to experience what is inside. The only time you can experience it is to take that bold step to start. You have capable uplines here to put you through. That is our promise we have for you. King Ibrahim said, sir, in Butatis, where do we put the value of the manual replenishment? You are going to inject it in your robot. So let me, I don't think I have the time now because of time. So it's going, that manual replenishment, that $46 is going to be inserted in your robot. See the settings. I was supposed to show you guys how to put these settings on the Excel sheet on your Rqtmi. Let me see if I can do that now. Let me see. I have to share mine because of time. No, everybody do not have that. Hold on, I'm trying to bring up the. Okay, can you see my screen now? Please confirm
Yes,
to me
coach,
if you
we
can
can see
see
your
my
screen. We can see
Okay.
your screen.
Now, okay. For the newbies, see these settings I just explained now on the Excel sheet template. If you want to put these settings into your Excel sheet, this is where you come to on your Rqtmi. This is the home page of your Royal Queue. You just come to mine here, click on mine. Once you click on mine, you will see my strategy settings. You click on my strategy settings. Once you click on my strategy settings, you see I have a settings there already. Wait. I have a settings here already. I have a settings there already. So for you that is a newbie, you will see add it now, yeah, a blue background, add it now. Yeah, you can either click on here, add it now, or you come to the top right hand side, this plus sign, and click here. So why are you not seeing add it here now? Is because this is not a new account. So for you, if you are just starting your new account, you see add it here, just click here directly. So once you click add it here, so for me, I already have the settings. All I need to do is to click on this plus sign up here. So once I click on the plus sign, it will bring out these settings for me. Now, once it brings out these settings, I will go to my Excel sheet template. Take note, once you put your Magic 3 settings here, you don't need to go back to the Excel sheet template again. Maybe except you want to upgrade to 320 or 520, where you use Magic 1, Magic 3 again. So it's a one-time computation, please. Now, are you still seeing my Excel sheet? Hello? I think. Are you seeing my Excel sheet?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, on the Excel sheet, I'm trying to see how I can navigate both the Excel sheet and okay. Now, on the Excel sheet, which type I have radical. So I'll come to. Are you seeing the? Are you seeing the Royal Queue? Are you seeing the Royal Queue as well? Please confirm to me if you are seeing the Royal Queue as well.
Yes, coach, you can see it.
Okay. Now, on the risk type, we have radical. So on this place, I'll change it from steady to radical. So I'll change from steady to radical. This is radical. I'll select radical and confirm. I'll click on confirm, then click on confirm. Then for remark, remember it is optional here, but the remark is very important in your Excel sheet because it is the remark, what you compute in the remark that will give you your configuration. So in your Royal Queue, they put it optional because it does not make any impact here. But in your Excel sheet, it does make impact. So, but you have to just put it $100. So once you put your $100, you know that it's what you can come from and open a bracket and put for newbies, put Magic 3 so that you know it's your Magic 3 settings for $100. So just put it $100. Then first buying amount from your Excel sheet, your first buying amount is 15. So you go back for first buying amount, you will put 15. I already have 15 there, you put 15. Open position double on the Excel sheet, do not enable. So you come here, you don't enable it. You make sure it is disabled. Margin call limit is 7. That is the number of shops you want to buy through is 7. Margin call limit is 7. Leave it there is 7. All position take profit ratio is 3%. So you come here, you change it to 3%. So 3% is the default take profit. Signals comes with different take profit, can be 2%, 5%, 10%. You come here, depending on the signal, you come here to adjust it. So here is 3%. For all position take profit callback on the Excel sheet is 0.01. So you come back to here and you put 0.01. Yeah, 0.01. Then margin configuration, we are going to come to margin configuration later. Let's do buying callback. On the Excel sheet, what is buying callback? Buying callback is 0.01. So you go back again, buying callback, you put your 0.01. For distributed take profit allocation, from Now you go to your Excel sheet. What is your Excel sheet saying? Distributed take profit allocation from fifth call to the seventh call, 1.3%, 1.3%. So what am I going to do now? I'll come to distribution take profit allocation. So from fifth call to the seventh call, 1.3% is already there. But I usually like taking 1.8%, 1.8% to make more profit downtrend. You can still leave it on 3%, then you confirm. Then you come to the next one, stop position take profit. On the Excel sheet, your stop position take profit is 0.01. 0.01. You put it there. Stop position 0.01, which is 0.01. You put it there. You enter. You put it there. You enter. Then now for strategy period, you have is on circle, but you change it on one shot. Always put your strategy period on one shot for people who are learning skills. Remember, now you just start your strategy period is on one shot right now. You click on this arrow button by the side of this thing, it changes to circle. You click on it again, it changes to one shot, then one shot. Then we go back to margin configuration that we said we are going to talk about later. You click on your margin configuration, it comes out like this. Now you have from first call to the seventh call, margin call drop and multiple buy issue. You feel it now. Your multiple margin call drop from first call is 1, 1, 1, 5, 1, 5 from the Excel sheet. So let me do it. 1, 5. Third call is 1. Fourth call is 5. Fifth call is 1. Sixth call is 5. The seventh call is 7. Then you come to your multiple buying ratio. You check again 0.7, 0.3, 1.3. So what you do now, you come back like this. On your first call, multiple buying ratio is 0.7, 0.3, 1.3, 1.3, 0.3, 1.3, 0.3, 0.3, 1.3. Then you save, confirm. So you have confirmed it. Then you come to save. You save all these settings. You save it. You click on save. So the settings has just been saved. Look at these new settings that have been saved. Now, if I want to pick a trade, now I don't need to go and do these settings again. These settings is already into my royal queue. So all I need to do, let's come back to home. I click on home. Let's assume I'm searching for a coin. Let's assume I'm searching for this coin. Let's assume I'm searching for this coin. Okay, AV. Let's assume I'm searching for AV, for instance, now. My network. Let me on. It's off. Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah, coach, you can see your screen.
Okay, this. I have to do Okay. Let's assume it's not coming up on my phone. My network is down. Sure. I wanted to show you people. Okay. Let me share it again. Let's assume I'm doing AAVE. Now let's assume AAVE. Now I'll click on create. Martingale strategy board. Click on it. I'll click on trade settings. Look at trade settings. I'll click on trade settings. This is trade settings. I'll click on this trade settings here. So after clicking on trade settings, I'll click on manually create. I'll come here to manually create. I'll click on manually create. Then after clicking on manually create, I'll click on choose a strategy settings. So once I come to choose a strategy settings, it will take me to that settings I've saved. I'll tap the settings inside here. It will enter. I'll change the strategy period to one shot. Subbing real-time settlement. Always change it to the third one. Then the next thing you will do is you change your first buying amount. These are the only things you change, these three things, to 15. Then you save. You confirm. That settings has entered into the coin. So as the settings enters into the coin, the next thing you want to do is you activate. Once you activate, you click on create. Once you click on create, it will pick, if you have money, it will pick the first $15. Immediately it picks the first $15. If you want to do that manual replenishment, you come and click on buy, click on buy. As you click on buy like this, once you click on buy like this, what happens is that at that point, once you click on buy, what happens at that point is you will see where you can inject that $46. Why is it not showing? Is because it has not picked the $15. I didn't have any money in this account and I don't want to trade this coin. So once you click on buy, at that point you see where you inject that $46. Remember, you have to do put the $46 cheaper than the price they pay to do the manual replenishment. I believe that is clear, please. If that is clear, I believe we have wasted. I didn't plan to spend this much time. So if that is clear, I need clear on the chat. If the person that asked this question, if it is clear, I need clear on the chat, please. Okay. Queen Joyce. Sir Ibrahim, is this clear? Because I'm about to end the section now. If this is clear, okay. So if this is clear, no, your data, the only time you need your data to be on is when you want to place the trade. As soon as you place the trade, you can off your data. The trade does not happen inside your phone. It happens on the interface of your Binance and your Royal Q. It does not have, your phone is just a screen to see what is happening. It does not make use of your data. The only time it makes use of your data is when you want to place the trade. Please take note of that. Is it clear? Okay, you're welcome. So in the absence of no question, I would like to call it a day. I hope you guys add value from this section. Do have a lovely day ahead of you, and thanks for having patience to be here till this point. You're welcome, Dollar Queen. Oh, I'm glad Abdul Rashid had real value from this section. Thank you. Welcome, King Ibrahim. You're welcome, Queen Joyce. You're welcome, King Abdul Rashid. You're welcome, Coach King. Do have a lovely day. I'm glad you guys had value from this section. I'll call it and let me end this section by stopping this recording.